Today, I'm going to be breaking down why Josh Allen has officially unseated Patrick Mahomes as the Dynasty quarterback 1, along with my other top 12 Dynasty quarterback rankings. And this has been a debate that's been going on for quite some time, but we've never really seen any change. It's always, oh, Allen is getting up there, but let's not get cute. Let's rank Mahomes at the 101. And now in these Superflex startup drafts, I'm seeing Allen start to go ahead of Mahomes quite a bit. And I really like Patrick Mahomes. Let me say that first off. I like Patrick Mahomes a lot. I think that him getting hated on because he's overhyped by commentators is kind of just stupid. It's not his fault. And Josh Allen is not as great of a real-life quarterback as people make him out to be. Sometimes he does make a lot of bad decisions, and I think Patrick Mahomes is 100% a better real-life quarterback than Josh Allen. But at some point, I have to realize that Patrick Mahomes just isn't doing the same things that he has been doing for the past 4 years of his career, and the numbers don't lie. Assuming Allen finishes the quarterback 1 this year, he'll have outscored Mahomes 3 out of the last 4 years, and at some point we have to wonder if Allen's immediate production with the rushing is really just outweighing what we're expecting Mahomes to give you in the long term. And at some point, I'm going to say yes. I just feel like people play Dynasty with the wrong mindset of let's go for value all the time. But at some point, I want players that are really going to help me make an immediate impact. And if Mahomes is really not going to be able to get some weapons around him for another few years, does he have Rashee Rice? Yes. I really am not the biggest Rashee Rice fan. Yes, he's been very good this year. But is he able to offset the fact that Travis Kelce is starting to actually play like his age? And he probably may not even be on the team in the next few years. He's 34 years old. He's going down. It's really tough to see, but that's the matter of the fact. And by the time Mahomes gets these weapons around him, he's sitting around, quarterback 5, quarterback 6, quarterback 7 on a week-to-week basis. Is he really worthy of that number 1 spot? I just don't think so. However, he's still my quarterback 2. So we have Allen at the QB1. We got Mahomes at the QB2 because, like I said, he's probably the best real-life quarterback in the NFL. Definitely the most talented, and I trust what Andy Reid can do. It's just a matter of the fact that I trust that Allen is going to give you those QB1 seasons based on his rushing upside, and I really don't like to play fancy scared. I'm not banking on the fact that Allen is going to run into too many hits, even though that is a little concerning, and I don't really want to take injury too much into effect, and let's just take the points where they're given right now. But let's talk about Jalen Hurts at the QB3. Jalen Hurts, I really like in Dynasty. I think he has had, some rough spots this year. He hasn't been, throwing the ball as well as many would like him to. And the Eagles offense just overall has been disappointing as of late. But that said, he still has the tush push behind him, has 15 rushing touchdowns, even more than last year, averaging 22.5 points on the game. And the thing is with Hurts, he has a massive contract. He's locked into being the Eagles franchise quarterback for quite some time, and that quarterback can guarantee job security for the next however many years is just what makes Hurts, above some of these other guys behind him. So we have Justin Herbert at the 104, which isn't, a popular take to some people. A lot of people are going to be begging to put CJ Stroud ahead of him, but the thing is, we've seen what Herbert can do. His rookie year comes out, scores 22.2 points. Second year, 22.4. Then has a down year, 16.5, and this year is averaging 18 points per game. But it just seems like something is always going wrong for Justin Herbert. Either a bad coach, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, and Keenan Allen can never stay on the field at the same time. Quentin Johnson is just not shaping out who we thought him to be. But that said, it is only his first year, and I expected him to be more of a project receiver. So hopefully he can develop and help out Herbert a ton. That said, I think Herbert is one of the more talented quarterbacks in the NFL, and I'm still ranking him as a top 4 dynasty option. Then we're having CJ Stroud here at the 105. And like I said, you can make the argument to put him above Herbert, but we saw Stroud score 18.7 points per game his rookie season. Yes, that's great. He's doing things that no rookie quarterback has ever done, but like I just compared him to, Justin Herbert scored 22.2 points in rookie season. I know Stroud has been injured, but I really don't see the case to put him above Herbert because we already know what we have out of Herbert. Stroud does have more upside, I guess, because he's younger and has more room to grow. He hasn't, hit a fall back down to earth like we saw with Herbert in 2022. But that being said, CJ Stroud has one good year with an average supporting cast. We don't know if the Texans are actually going to make the right decision and put pieces around him. We don't know if Stroud is actually going to be able to progress. We kind of know what we have out of Herbert right now. It's not like he's old. Stroud is, a rookie, 22 years old. Herbert's only 25. I would rather just take the production of what we know right now. And I think the Chargers are still going to be able to have a few more years of Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, hopefully, and a developing Quentin Johnson when the Texans, all they really have as real weapons is Tank Dell, who's amazing, don't get me wrong, but he's just – it's not like he's going to carry CJ Stroud to a elite level season like we have guys like Tyreek Hill, per se, or Justin Jefferson. Then at the 106, we have Joe Burrow, and, we can make the argument to have him higher than this, averaged 21.9 points at his peak. But that's the reason, again, why I have Justin Herbert ahead of him, is because Herbert was doing that his rookie year and his second year. So it's really tough for me to say that Burrow should be ahead of Herbert, even though he does have Jamar Chase. But we have T. Higgins that's going to leave in the offseason, more than likely. They just can't afford to pay him. It's getting a little dicey. We saw Burrow, he was averaging 14.7 points per game, but I'm not going to panic and say that he needs to be lower than this. It was obviously because of an injury before the season, and he never really got back to 100%, except for, he was having a pretty good season in weeks 8 through 10 before he got injured. He had 27.6 points, 22.3, 19.9, and it really looked like he did get back to himself, which is why I'm very comfortable buying the dip or taking a discount and still putting him at the 106, because it's not like, he got paid and he never came back. He was injured, didn't do anything. We're projecting that he's going to be better and he can come back from this injury. But the thing is, we actually saw him come back this season, and I have high hopes for him coming into next year. Then we're going with Lamar Jackson, who, again, is another one of these quarterbacks I'm bumping up because of their contract. Lamar finally got the deal negotiating for himself. He's only 26 years old, and he is a rushing quarterback, rushing for 786 yards this year and 5 touchdowns. But, again, he's looked very good as a passer. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's getting new weapons around him. He has Zay Flowers. Rashad Bateman looks okay. He still has Mark Andrews, and he's injured this year. He's doing all this without Mark Andrews, and he still looks great. Odell Beckham, who knows how long he's going to be there, but he does have some pretty nice weapons for next season and the year after. Obviously, Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews are going to be core guys, and I really like what the new Ravens personnel is doing around Lamar. He's still able to run, but he just looks so much better as a passer, and I'm completely bought into Lamar. I really like him, and I think he's hated by a lot of players in the Dynasty community. Then we're going to go with Anthony Richardson at the 108. Now, I know he only played 3 games. It's averaging 18.2 points per game, but I thought he looked really good in the 3 games he did play. Was he phenomenal? No, but still, he had that elite rushing touchdown, where he just goes over the top. He's throwing the ball for over 200 yards, which doesn't sound like much, but for a rookie quarterback of his caliber is really what we want to see. And even when he wasn't having a good game, he's still, despite only playing in 10 passing snaps in week 2, he had 17.7 points per game because of those 2 rushing touchdowns. That tells you all you need to know. The ceiling is through the roof. I'm looking for guys that can break fantasy football, and Anthony Richardson is one of those guys. Now, I don't want to be stupid and just put him unnecessarily high, but Shane Steichen is a quarterback whisperer. I really like the situation in Indianapolis. Michael Pittman looks amazing. I really like Josh Downs, and I like what they're doing, building around Richardson. Then we're going down to the 109 with Tua Tagovailoa. Now, Tua is a player that I really like for a long time. He's been an elite quarterback in high school, been an elite quarterback in college, and has been very good in the NFL. And with Tyreek Hill, it really doesn't matter how you slice it. If you say Tyreek is carrying Tua, Tua is carrying Tyreek, okay, no one probably says that because everyone's a Tua hater. But that said, he still has Jalen Waddle even when Tyreek maybe retires in the next 4 years. But we're looking away from that. Tyreek Hill has been great, yes, but Tua has been great in his own. He is dropping these deep balls in a bucket every time. He's putting that accuracy on display, and we saw him take a big step of improvement with Jalen Waddle as well. Jalen Waddle is very young, and he's going to be around here for a long time. And even if he doesn't have Tyreek Hill, he can still be a very good quarterback. He's just putting up that, pocket passing production that we're looking for. Tagovailoa averaged 78 points per game last season, 16.5 this season. And I'm really just confident that he's a quarterback that's going to be sticking around for the long term, even though he does have those concussion injuries. He is just at risk to get another concussion as any other quarterback. It's just the fact that if he does get another one, he may have some more severe effects. But we're not betting on injuries, and the fact that he is just as likely to get concussed as any other quarterback makes me feel comfortable ranking with the 109. Now, I have Trevor Lawrence at the 110, and I think he is fairly overrated, but I still am going to put him here because of the fact that I think the Jaguars view him as a franchise quarterback. He's not bad, 17.4 points per game last season, averaging 16.4 right now. Calvin Ridley, he's been good at times. Christian Kirk is getting up there, but nonetheless, I think he has the potential to be a very good NFL quarterback. I don't think he's going to be a superstar quarterback. I don't think he's going to get into that CJ Stroud, Joe Burrow tier, but I think he sits around at the 110. I really don't like ranking quarterbacks when there's not much room to grow in these rankings, but I think he deserves to be here based on his talent. He is still a good quarterback. He's still put up very good games this year, and the Jaguars do have some pieces around him right now with Calvin Ridley. Hope maybe he gets re-signed. Christian Kirk, very solid player. Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, and I like what they have there in Jacksonville and how committed they are to him. We're going Kyler Murray at the 111. And he has been one of the most underrated players in Dynasty. Just in 2020, he was averaging 23.7 points per game. Tears the ACL. I remember that game because I had him on my Dynasty team, and I was horrified. But he's come back in a big way, averaging 17.5 points per game. He's an elite rushing quarterback. It doesn't look like the Cardinals are going to replace him, and I really hope they don't. So sitting at the 103 right now, they have a very real chance to get Marvin Harrison Jr., who I view as an elite wide receiver already as soon as he steps in the league. One, that's massive for Kyler Murray. And two, this is just where he should be ranked. We're not buying into that injury bias and people, talking about, oh, he was injured and that's why he deserves to be so low. He's not the same player he once was, yada, yada, yada. The Cardinals are going to move off of him. No, let's be real. He's looked very good so far this year. The Cardinals being bad is probably only going to help a situation. I don't see a world where after they pay him, and he's been fairly good, they move on from him already. Then we have Dak Prescott to round things out. I was honestly thinking about having Dak higher than this. I think just the fact that he's a 30-year-old quarterback on this list as a pocket passer without much rushing upside is kind of what drew me off of him. He's having a great season, don't get me wrong, averaging 19.8 points per game. Over his career, he's been very good. 20 points per game, 2021, 16.6 last season. So definitely a big improvement in the right direction. But that said, I really like Dak. I think that he just is one of those guys that is stuck put at the 112 because it feels wrong to rank him lower than this. But I also really don't want to rank him higher than this because he hasn't really been able to run the ball. Yes, he has 237 yards this season, but that's the most he's had since 2019. Don't expect that to continue as he gets older. And he has CeeDee Lamb, which is great, but it's not like he has a ton of offensive pieces around him. So he's just kind of a guy where you like to have him on your team. You'd like to buy him, but you don't really see him climbing much higher than the 112 or going much lower than the 112. A very safe bet, in my opinion. That's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. If you think I'm an idiot, let me know what you think about these rankings and drop your own. If you enjoyed my rankings, let me know down below as well. But I'm looking forward to discussing these rankings with you guys. Looking forward to hear what you have to say. And again, we are sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. So if you use code FSN, you will get your deposit match and you will also get a free pick'em play. So take advantage of that great opportunity right now. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.